Yes, good.
So hi everyone, my name is Beth. I am a cancer exercise specialist and I am the a 5K Your Way ambassador of the Rickmansworth Park Run, along with Juliet, Joe and Evie.
Hi everyone, I'm Rosie Sadler and I am the Brighton and Hove 5K Your Way ambassador with Jeremy, and I'm also a level 4 cancer exercise specialist and work for on the Brighter Outlook programme, which is part of Albion and the Community's cancer rehab programme. So we've got some updates and things for you. Have you got those?
Yeah, so I'll just go through the updates then. So this is the April update from the 5K Your Way HQ. So first of all, the relaunch of in June, we are still very much hoping to relaunch the 5K Your Way at the end of June. And they've been speaking to all the group ambassadors this month and we'll be releasing an update soon. So look out for that. And then onto the Move Against Cancer podcast. So they've had 2 episodes released on this, with the third coming out next week. The first one was episode 1 with Talking Cancer and Wellbeing with MP Tracy Crouch. And then episode 2 was Talking Living and Cancer with Deborah James, aka Bowel Babe. And you can listen on the 5K Your website, 5K Your Way website, or on Spotify or on iTunes, or on your favorite podcast directory. And if you have any feedback, they would love to hear more. So please email info@5kyourway.org or via social media. And also please feel free to share this with anyone else who might be interested. And then there's been a recent workshop on prehab for cancer. And this is about the importance of exercise in preparation for treatment and surgery. And you can catch up with this on the 5K Your Way website or on the 5K Your Way YouTube channel. And then if you would like to get involved and support Move charity through the Captain Tom 100 challenge. So for anyone who hasn't heard of this Captain Tom 100 challenge, this is to celebrate the generosity of spirit, the hope and joy that he brought to millions, and his sense of fun. So everyone of all ages and abilities is invited to take on a challenge around the number 100, anytime, anywhere, over Captain Tom's birthday weekend. So this is starting on Friday the 30th of April through to the bank holiday Monday, which is the 3rd of May. And you can head over to Captain Tom 100 page and set up your fundraising page for Move charity. So I hope you all get on well with this. And then there is a workshop coming up, and this is Active Against Cancer, Building Strength for Walking and Running, a guide to help you prepare for 5K Your Way and moving against cancer. And this is taking place on Wednesday, the 28th of April at 3 o'clock. It's via Zoom and it's free. So you can head to the 5K Your Way website homepage to register for this. And this is open to everyone. So just pass it on to anyone who you might find interested. I think that is all of the updates that I've got here.
Awesome. Gosh, so much going on. And I think those podcasts will be a great thing. I quite like listening to a podcast when I'm out for a walk or a run. So between now and 5K Your Way starting back again, that'd be a good thing to listen to and tune into. And those workshops will be, I'm really excited to listen to those. Cool. Well, before we get started, I've just got a couple of safety points just to make you aware of. So this program or exercise session that Beth and I have put together, it's not designed for anybody specifically or any specific goals or health conditions or any cancer, but it is suitable for all levels. So we have a seated option and also a standing option, so choose which is best for you. Take part at your own level, but just be mindful that taking part is your own responsibility. So if you're not sure about any of the exercises, just leave those out and join back in when you're ready, or choose the kind of lower impact option or the seated option. Make sure you've got enough space and that you're not going to hit anything, and that you've got water to hand and that you're wearing suitable footwear and clothing. Put some music on if you wish, and I hope you have fun. I think that's everything, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Okay, so let's just So if you've got some light weights or tins or water bottles or anything, you could use those just to increase the resistance. And if you do want need to use a chair for the exercises, or just something to hold on to for some of them, make sure you've got that to hand. So let's everyone see me okay.
Okay.
Brilliant. Gosh, in 2 months' time, hopefully we'll be at a park somewhere.
Yeah.
In the country, all running and walking and cheering on together, rather than the virtual world. Brilliant. Okay, so seated. So I'll start.
So hopefully you are all feeling ready to get going, and we will start off with the warm-up. Okay, so we're just going to start off. I will do the standing version, Rosie will do the seated version, and just starting off with some head turns, just warming up the neck, looking over your shoulder from left to right, right to left, getting a nice stretch into the neck. Just take your time with this. Good, just go for one more, and then coming back to the middle, and then next moving into some shoulder rolls, starting by rolling your shoulders backwards. Nice and slowly opening up your chest, bringing your shoulders up to your ears, and then back.
And if you are seated, just make sure that you're not kind of leaning against the back of the chair or anything. Just sit forward enough so you can sit up nice and tall.
And then you can change directions here, so you're coming forwards now. Okay, and then we're going to move into some arm circles. So just starting off, bring your arms up and then circling them back. You can do one arm at a time, you can do them both together, it's up to you.
And if this is still a bit too much, you can just do just the shoulder with the elbow here, if that's better for you.
Good. Now I'm focusing on your breathing as well, taking a deep breath in and breathing out as your arms come round. Okay, and then we can change directions here. So moving forwards now, again, you can start off with one arm or do them both together.
It feels like I'm swimming.
Yeah, you can make it to a bit of a front crawl if you want. Or a butterfly, 2 arms. Okay, and then relaxing there, bringing your arms back down again, and then moving into a stretch for the obliques, going for an overhead reach.
And if this, again, you can lower the arm here and just stretch down the side of the chair if that's better for you.
Getting a nice pull down the side of the body here. Okay, and we will move into some knee circles, so moving onto the lower body, just starting with your feet quite close together and then just circling your knees round in one direction.
And on the chair, we're just going to do the same, but just with one knee at a time. You can do both, just it's a bit easier to focus on one at a time. Okay, let's switch sides.
And then change direction if you're doing a standing one. Okay, and then just moving into some ankle rotations for the next one. You can hold on to something with this, or you can do this without if you're good with your balance. And then just rotating your foot round, turning your ankles. You can keep your foot on the floor as well if you're struggling with this.
And same, if you're on the chair, you can lift your leg up and do the rotation out in front of you, or you can keep it on the floor and rotate your foot on the floor. Lots of options.
And then just switch sides, same thing again on the other foot. Okay, and then just bring your foot back down onto the ground, moving into some calf raises. And again, you can hold on to something if you're going to wobble at all with this, coming up onto your toes, lifting your heels up off the ground and slowly coming back down.
On the chair, but just doing exactly the same, up onto the toes, heels come off the ground.
Okay, so it's a good one to challenge your balance as well, if you can do this without holding on. We'll go for a few more. Okay, and then you can relax there. And then our last two for the warm-up, just going into a bit more of a pulse raiser. So just moving into some marching.
So if you are sitting, lift your knees up. Just make sure that you're sitting up tall and engaging your core so you're not leaning backwards. You can just do some heel pulses here if you prefer. So toes are still on the floor.
Okay, and then moving into our last one, last pulse raiser, and it's going to be a star step. So it's just stepping out to the side and stepping back in again.
Just doing exactly the same, stepping our leg out to the side.
Good, and you can go at your own pace for this as well. Hopefully everyone's feeling a bit warmer. Okay, and then we can relax there. And then Rosie will go into the first round of the cardiovascular exercises.
Brilliant. So I'm going to do the standing option and Beth's going to do the seated option. So you won't need anything else for this bit yet. So we're going to start off, so we're just moving on from the warm-up, starting to build up our heart rate even more. So we're just going to do a march on the spot. So all of the exercises that we've done and put together will help to build up fitness and strength, ready for the 5K your way, or any of the other challenges that you're doing between now and then as well. Good. So we're just standing up tall or sitting up tall, marching, swinging our arms, and you can speed this up a bit, lift up your knees a bit more if you wish. Good. We'll do 30 seconds of each, but it'll be rough because I always lose count and forget to check my watch. Good, so make sure you keep breathing. Our heart rate should be starting to increase gradually now. Good. Swinging those arms. Brilliant. Keep going. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Remember to grab a drink whenever you need to during the session. We're now going to move on to some high knees. So let's lift the intensity of that one up a little bit more and just lifting up, tapping your knee if you can. So it's just a high knee march, but it just can be helpful just to tap your hand to your knee, just so you're getting that height of the knee. Good.
And
Good.
same thing. Just make sure you're sitting tall again, so you're not feeling too much in the hip flexors.
Brilliant.
Strong.
Keep going. 10 seconds left. And you can speed this up if you wish, but make sure it's nice and controlled. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Shake out those legs a little bit. Another one for the legs. So what we're going to do is step back and bring your knee up. So again, using your hands to tap and aim to get your knee on your hands. So we're starting off with the right leg here. Good. We'll do half and then we'll switch over.
So same as well here, just out each time.
Good. Okay, let's switch sides. So we're working on a bit of our balance here to make sure you've got a really firm base, the leg that's staying on the floor. Good. Standing up tall, keep breathing. I'll just turn around so you can see it from the side. Good. Slow it down if you need. Hold on to something if you need. Good. Stepping up. Nearly there. Keep breathing. And one more. Good. And relax. Good. Grab a drink if you need. Okay, so we're going to change a bit of direction this time. So it's always good to practice moving in different directions. In life, we tend to just go in like the same direction, so it's good to mix it up a bit. So what we're going to do is just some side shuttles. So you can step or you can speed it up a bit and add in a little hop. So choose which is best for you, and then can't talk and do it at the same time.
For the seated one, if you just have a go coming up off your chair for this, you can hold on to your chair and then just take 2 steps either side of your chair.
Brilliant. Keep breathing. Keep a nice slight bend in the knees as well, so it's nice and soft, and we're keeping light on our toes. Chest is up. Good. Nearly there. 5 seconds left. And relax. Good. Breathe. Take this time to relax. We're going to do a similar thing now, but adding in a squat. So this isn't a full squat. We'll save those for the strength section in a minute. But just a small bend at the end of the side shuttle. So we're going to move and then a small squat. And squat down. So making sure that our knees are directly over our toes. We're sitting back. That's just a small bend. Remember, you can just step it if you prefer, or add in a bit more of a hop.
And again, if you're doing this, just holding onto your chair, if you're struggling to do this one without, just keep going with that side step across and then that knee bend.
Good, keep going. It's a bit of a leg burner this round, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Getting our legs ready for those 5K walks or runs.
Yeah,
good. Nearly there. 5 seconds. Sorry, what did you say, Beth?
So great training, great preparation for that.
Yeah. And breathe. Good. Keep moving. Get our heart rate down a little bit. Get your breath back. Definitely gets our heart rate pulsing. Good. Okay, next one then we're going to do forward. So we're going to do, you can either just step forward or you can do a little jog forward, and then we're going to do 4 punches and then step back or shuttle back, and then same again. Okay, off you go. Oh, I'm walking back into my table. Good.
So I'm doing fast feet, well, I'm moving my feet and then the punches.
We're combining upper body and lower body here just to get the brain moving as well. Brain moving, brain working on a Saturday morning. Good. If you find the stepping backwards, we don't normally walk backwards in life. So if you find that a little bit challenging, just take it slow, step back and start again. Good. Wonderful. Let's do 10 more seconds here. Keep breathing. Slow it down if you need. Speed it up if you can. And 3, 2, 1, and relax. Give those arms a shake. And then last but not least, fast feet. So we're going to go for a sprint finish here. So what we're doing is just going to move our feet as fast as we can, light on our toes, get those arms pumping as well. Off we go. Keep breathing for 30 seconds. This one's going to get our heart rate up. Brilliant. Move them fast. Keep them light on your toes. Slight bend in your knees as well. You can run around your space if you wish. Good. Keep going. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Shake those legs out. Brilliant. Now at this point we're going to move on to the strength section, but if you want to, if you're watching this back after Saturday morning and want to pause here and go back and do that section again, just to get your heart rate up even more before moving on to the strength section, please do. But otherwise we'll switch over. So over to Beth, is going to show the standing options.
Okay, so for the standing ones, if you take your 2 weights as well for these, you can use these. So these can be cans, they can be bottles, they can be dumbbells. If you've got them, I will just grab my weights, my small dumbbells, so you're ready to go. For the first one is going to be the squat for the standing one. So this is just, if you have got your weights, just keep them loosely by your side and then just bending your knees, pushing your hips back, and then pushing through your heels.
And if you're seated, this is a sit to stand. So we're just, again, making sure that our feet are hip width apart, like Beth is doing the standing option, leaning forward slightly so that your weight is over your feet, and then standing up tall. And then we're lowering down really slowly, slow enough that we're not plonking our bottom back down on the chair. So it's nice and controlled. Keep breathing.
So we'll go again for about 30 seconds of these, or about 10 repetitions. Each time.
If you need to hold on to anything to push yourself up, that's fine, but just try and use as much of your leg power as possible.
Going for one more of these. That's good there, good. Okay, so our next one is moving on to our upper body exercise, and this is going to be a row. So for this one, you want to start with your hands in front of you. It's going to feel quite a lot if you've got anything heavy, so you might want to let go of your weights here, and then pulling back, squeezing your shoulder blades together before coming back and releasing.
Good. And it's exactly the same. If you're seated, I'm doing it without weights, without a resistance, and you can still get enough resistance by using the squeeze of your muscles. Opening up your chest.
Going for another 10 seconds of these. So each time really squeezing the shoulder blades together, so you're working the upper back muscles as well as just the arms. Last one. And relax. Okay, so moving back onto our lower body exercise, you can put your weights down for this if you did have any. I'm going to hold on to a chair as well while I do this to help me with the balance. And this is going to be a hamstring curl. So we'll do one leg at a time for, again, 30 seconds, where you're pulling your heel back behind you and slowly controlling it down, feeling that in the back of the leg.
And on the chair, it's the same movement. If you've got enough space, if you've got the right chair to get your leg back, You might need to shuffle forward a little bit more on your chair, but pulling your leg back, squeezing the underside of your thigh. Good, your hamstring, squeeze that.
Good, so I'm really feeling that in the back of the leg, in the hamstring muscle. Going for one more. Before changing sides, then doing the same thing on the other side. So exactly the same, lifting the leg, lifting the foot behind you.
I've actually been alternating, whoops.
If you were alternating, then just keep going, just last few.
Really think about slowing the movement down so you get that squeeze and engaging that muscle, because it's easy to just go like that fast, but really focus on squeezing that muscle.
Okay, we'll go for one more. And then you can relax again there. So moving back into our upper body exercise again, we're going to go into a front raise. So you can take your weights again, your cans, your bottles for this one, or you can do it without any. This is just keeping your shoulders back, making sure they're not coming up too much, lifting your weight above you in front and slowly controlling it down.
Making sure you're sitting or standing nice and tall as well. It does work your core a bit too, this one. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath if you're concentrating.
So working those shoulders, all ready for the running as well, because your arms are working hard as you do this, the 5K, or if you're walking the 5K. Going for 5 seconds. Okay, and then you can relax there. Good. So another break for your arms. You can put your weights down, and then moving on to a seated next exercise for the next one for everyone. And this is going to be the leg extension. So working now more the quads. This is just lifting one leg up at a time and slowly controlling it back down. We'll do one leg again for 30 seconds each.
Making sure that we're not rocking backwards as we lift our leg as well. So think about sitting up tall. If you can't lift your leg all the way up to straight, just keep it low, but make sure that you're squeezing that big thigh muscle there, the quadricep muscle.
Okay, and then we'll switch sides, going for another 30 seconds on the other leg, same movement. And again, making sure you're sitting tall. Imagine someone is pulling you up by a string.
This one's a good one that you can do, even if you're just sat at the table, sat at a desk, sat on the sofa. You can practice this one. Keep your legs moving.
Okay, and then you can relax there. So moving back into our upper body, we've got 3 more strengthening exercises to go through. The next one is going to be a prayer press, or this is what we decided to call it. This is where you're pressing your hands together, you're keeping the tension, you're keeping the pressure in between your hands, lifting it above your head, and then keeping it controlled, coming down. And then just turning your hands so your fingers are facing away from you now and pushing your hands in front of you. Keeping the pressure there and then controlling it back in again before turning your hands again and up above your head. Really feeling this in the chest muscles. I think my hands are disappearing off the camera here.
This one really is, it's kind of, even though we're not using any weights or resistance, it's the amount of pressure that you're putting on each of the hands yourself, so you can make this one as challenging as you wish, really.
Yeah, I think it's such a deceptively challenging exercise. It looks so simple, but you can really feel that.
My arms are shaking.
We'll go for one more. And then you can relax again there. Okay, so on to our last two. I'm going to again hold on to a chair for this one to help me with the balance. And this is going to be a side tap. So just bringing your leg out to the side, you can either put it onto the floor so you're tapping, or just lifting it out and in, and then going for the same thing on the other side, out and in.
And on the chair, you can, if you're if you feel comfortable, kind of standing up and doing what Beth's doing, holding onto the chair, go for it. Otherwise, sitting tall, and we're just opening up. We're still squeezing the side of our glute, the side of our bottom, opening up the leg. Good, tapping out to the side. You'll start to feel the burn.
Really feeling that down the side of my leg and into the glutes. Okay, one more on each side. Okay, and then you can relax there. And then our last one to go for, we'll have a short rest. And then the last one we'll go for is another lower body one. This is a great one for practicing any walking or running. And this is going to be the calf raises. So similar to the one we did in the warm up, where you're coming onto your toes and slowly controlling it back down. So we will go for 30 seconds of these. Last one.
If you are seated, you can use just a tiny bit of pressure with your hands, even on your legs, just to increase that resistance if you wish. Or you can stand and hold onto the back of the chair for a little bit of support with your balance. Squeezing your calf muscles as you come all the way up and lowering down slowly.
Onto our last 5 seconds. Really feeling that in the calves now.
Yeah, I can.
Okay, and then you can relax there. Well done.
Brilliant. Well done, everybody. So again, if you're watching this back, if you're not watching it live, and want to repeat those exercises, just to do another set of them, that can really help to obviously build up your strength even further. So if you want to do that, reverse rewind and do that. Otherwise, we're going to move on to a nice gentle cool down now. So I'll do the standing. Okay, so we're going to work from the bottom upwards now. Okay, so we're just going to stretch out. So we're going to stretch out those calf muscles that we just worked, those back of your legs, lower leg there. So if you're standing, just step back, and we're just putting our back heel right onto the floor. So making sure that our toes are both pointing in the same direction. Our back heel is right down onto the floor and our leg is straight. Good. If you've got a wall that you can lean on just to help get that back leg straight, should feel the stretch up your calf. Good.
And if you're seated, you want to have one leg extended in front of you, keeping the legs straight, and then just pulling your toes towards you. So flexing your foot, pulling the toes back, and you should really feel that stretch into the calf.
Lovely. Switch sides. Stepping back. Oh, you might find one's tighter than the other as well. Just step back then. I'm like, oh, nice stretch for the calf. Good. Making sure again that your heel is dug right into the ground if you're standing. Your back leg is straight. I'm holding onto an imaginary wall here, just so you know. Of course.
I see it.
Good. Okay, bring your feet together. Next one, we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So we're up the back of our leg. So if you're standing, just popping your heel on the floor in front of you, sitting back, and then just holding onto that bent leg. So not putting any pressure on that straight leg on the knee. You should feel the stretch up the back of that straight leg there.
So similar movement if you're seated, but this time just leaning slightly further forward over your chair, making sure you're folding from the hips rather than the back, so your back is staying straight. And you can keep your knee slightly bent, so you're going to feel that pull in the back of the leg, above the knee, into the hamstring.
Brilliant. Switch sides. I'm just going to turn to face the other side, turn to the side so you can see. So leg forward, heel on the floor. That just increases the stretch. So if you want to just put your foot down, that's fine if you feel that. But putting your toes up to the sky will just increase that stretch. Good. So bending from the hips, sitting back. Good. Keeping that back nice and long. Brilliant. And bring your feet together again. Hamstring quad stretch next. So if you've got something to hold on to, it's quite helpful just to help with your balance here. We're just going to hold on to either your trousers if you can't get your leg all the way up, or just onto the back of your foot or your ankle. Okay, so holding on to something for balance if you need, and then pushing your hips forward, making sure that our legs are zipped together. And you should feel the stretch up the front there.
So if you're seated, see if you can reach for your foot, doing the same thing. So you're going to really feel that stretch into the thigh, into the quad muscle. If you can't reach your foot, then you can just extend your leg back behind your chair. You're sitting towards the edge of the chair as well, so you can bring the leg back and you're going to feel that opening into the hip flexor, down the thigh.
Lovely. And then slowly release your foot, bring it back to the floor, and then switch sides. Good. If you're standing and you're still struggling to do that, you can just, if you've got a surface behind you, just happen to have a table behind me, that's handy. You can just do that, and then again making sure that your tops of your legs are close together and you're pushing your hips forward to feel the stretch. Brilliant. Keep breathing and lower your leg down. Good. Okay, moving up the body, we're just going to stretch out our sides here. So reaching up with one hand and then just stretching over to the side. Nice. And make sure you're not twisting or anything. Good. Relaxing your shoulders so they're not up towards your ears. Good. Feel the stretch up the side of your body. Good. And then using your core, bring you back up to the center. Switch sides. Standing up tall. And then as you exhale, lower down. Brilliant. Good. Again, making sure that you're not twisting. And then up to the center. Lower your hands down. Good. Okay, shoulder stretch. So we're going to bring our right arm, or whichever arm actually, bring your arm across your body, and then using your other hand just to increase the stretch, pulling your arm closer to your body. You should feel that in your shoulders and the top of your back. Good. Again, making sure that you relax your shoulders down away from your ears so that we're not hunched up here. It can be quite especially if you've got tight shoulders, can be quite a difficult position to get into, but just relax your shoulders down. Feel the stretch. Brilliant. And same again on the other side. Arm across. Keep breathing. Brilliant. Well done. And lower your hand down. Okay, we're going to stretch out our chest. So either clasping your hands behind you and straightening your arms, or just putting your hands on the lower part of your back and opening up your chest. Good. So really feel that opening. Lovely. Brilliant. Release your hands. Same, we're going to clasp our hands at the front this time. Putting your hands forward in front of you. And then just tucking your chin to your chest slightly. And you should, if you pull your hands away from you, you should feel that stretch in between your shoulder blades. Good. Okay, and lower your hands down. And then lastly, we're just going to make sure our neck is stretched as well. So we're going to just put right ear to right shoulder. Making sure that you relax that left shoulder down to feel the stretch in your left side of your neck. Good. Standing up or sitting up tall. Good. And then bring your head back up to the center, and the same again on the other side. Yeah, making sure that you relax that shoulder down. Nice stretch. Good. Deep breath. As you exhale, just think about releasing any tension in your jaw and your kind of forehead and your shoulders. Bring the head back up to center. And then we're going to take a nice big deep breath in, stretch up tall. And then as you exhale, bring your hands down. Give yourselves a shake and a big round of applause. Well done today, everybody. It's been lovely having you join us. I hope you enjoyed it. Let us know how you get on.
Well done, everyone. I hope that you all have a lovely weekend.
We'll see you at park runs in a couple of months' time.
Yeah.
I think there's one more Move Your Way session next month, and then fingers crossed we'll be back face to face in the parks. Brilliant. Have a good day.